All right, video time. Let's go. Okay, so I real talk don't know what to talk about today. So I'm just going to, I guess, maybe elaborate on what I was talking about yesterday a little bit. And that is, I've been writing again, and I think this is probably something a little more broadly applicable for people. But I recently had the revelation that I don't have to like pick a specific thing to do, Like I feel like when we're growing up there's this like big pressure to like pick our thing, and I always had this weird, at least for me, I had this thing where it's like I was so petrified by the idea of having to pick a specific thing to like be good at that I ended up not doing a lot at all. I kind of had this weird creative burnout period where I kind of finished my big like creative projects, and as I was like getting older and like going into like the high school age period, it was this thing for me where I very much so felt like I had to pick something. I had to like really hone my craft, so I could like justify studying it like in college, or so I could like be making money off of it by the time I got into college. And so it really like it petrified me. And so for like from like about like late 2020 to about, I would say, last year, I didn't really have a lot of like creative stuff done. I dabbled in a lot of things. I still studied a lot of like web design in that period, and so that kind of helped out. Like that was a creative outlet for me. I did a little like sprite making here and there, but like nothing crazy, not a lot, and nothing very fulfilling to me. I did a little, I dabbled in like writing, like nonfiction. So like I messed around with a few things, but I was very afraid, or almost just like not able to really get into the stuff that I really got a lot out of making. Part of that could be, Part of that could very much so just be because I've been working on a few big projects for a while, and they all kind of like came to a close, and I didn't know. Maybe it's possible. And I think it's true that I didn't really know where to go after that. But I didn't confront that at all because I just didn't. I didn't want to work on something when I didn't know if like for sure this was like the thing I wanted to like dedicate my education to studying. So for like writing, it's like I didn't want to like write if I didn't know for sure that was like what I would want to study in college. um and so yeah, it got me in a really weird spot because I was torn between like programming and doing like visual art and then like writing and all these things. It's like I couldn't pick anything. And it was about last year when I like really was like, no, I can just like start. I can do a lot of these things. I like work on like a single project with them, but also it's like I can just do multiple things. I remember I saw a clip of the streamer Pirate Software. Like he was pretty big last year. Spent like 2023, early 2024. He was pretty big, and I remember I saw a clip from him where he was talking about how he didn't just pick one thing. Like he did a lot of things. He streamed. He developed a video game. He did like multiple things. Like he had multiple things like that he loved doing, and he didn't just pick one. And so that really like kind of helped me be like, oh no, I can still write. I can still draw. I can still work on like programming projects. I can work on music. I can do all of these things. Um, and it's okay if I'm not perfect at them because realistically, like if I want to do them career wise, I'll have other people help me. Like say, I can get a text. Yeah, whatever. Not important. Sorry. But yeah, so I can do all of these things that I don't have to do them great. Because in a career setting, I'll have help with a lot of them. Like, kind of my dream or like my goal, my ideal is to like, lead a team on like creative projects, like, have my own game studio or like have my own animation studio, something like that. Um, And I think, it would probably be a helpful skill to be like, oh, hey, like I at least understand the basics of like making music or like writing or doing art. So I can like almost be more involved in those parts of the creative process, even if those aren't the main things I'm working on. Um, but even then, just without that, it's like, oh, I can just like do a little music here. Like no one's stopping me from just doing a little of everything I love. Especially now when it's like I'm a college student. I don't have to have everything figured out now. Um, and in fact, no college student has it really figured out. So if anything, just the fact that I'm at least working on these things as a hobby project, is more than a lot of college students probably have in terms of them working towards their actual career. Um, so yeah, anyway, I don't know. Just thought I'd talk a little bit about that revelation. I probably didn't structure my thoughts the best because I'm very much so a writer. I'm not a talker in terms of like communication. I write a lot more efficiently than I speak. I think it's probably natural. I would imagine most people are that way. But especially me because I just have that like writer brain because I've gotten in like the writing mindset for so many years. After doing that as like one of my main hobbies. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And hopefully I will have a more substantial video tomorrow. See you later.